Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to OLC TV for some more A World Betrayed DLC for Total War 3 Kingdoms Perfect Start series, this time as Liu Bei. So, Liu Bei has gone from being a shoemaker with no land to essentially taking over all of Tao Qian's land. So, before I explain how his campaign works, I just want to go over the history a little bit here, and I do mean the history, not the Romance of the Three Kingdoms book, okay? So, as we all know, he came from a poor family despite being connected to the imperial family. His father had died at a young age and he had woven sandals and straw mats, etc. to help support his family. He was also supported by the father of Liu Duran, who was a cousin of some sort, that allowed him to go and study under Liu Zhi, who was a general in the 182 start time, where he met Gongsun Zan. And they became quite close friends. He possibly wasn't the best student under Liu Zhi, but yeah, he was capable enough. In 184, the Yellow Turbans were kicking off in a big way, and Liu Bei assembled a militia, paid for by a couple of wealthy horse merchants. And this militia included such famous names as Guan Yu, who we can see here, Zhang Fei, who we can see here, and a chap called Zhang Yong, who you definitely get in the 190 start date as well, but you don't get him in the 182 because he hasn't joined you at that stage, and it's difficult to get him recruited as well. And Zhang Yong, for those of you who don't know, was his personal secretary, his personal emissary. He was loyal to him all the way through. He's one of the important supporting characters for Liu Bei. He fought for Colonel Zhou Jing, and was awarded the position of prefect of Anxi. But there was some weird politics at the time, and anyone who was appointed positions of power because of military success were then had all of their titles removed, and Liu Bei and the inspector who was sent to formally dismiss him had a fight, so Liu Bei was forced to resign anyway. He travelled south and fought against the Yellow Turbans some more and was eventually appointed commandant of Gaoteng County. About 189, he joined up with Gongsun Zan and served Gongsun Zan for about 5 years, which meant because he was one of Gongsun Zan's people, he never actually got the chance to join the coalition against Dongzhuo. It is said that he tried to raise troops to go and join it, but for whatever reasons at the time, he never took part. So all of the history about the three brothers joining, dueling Lu Bu and whatever, that never happened. He was just simply never part of it. Whether that's down to him or down to Gongsun Zan is lost to history. But what he did do is fight against Yuan Shao, because Gongsun Zan and Yuan Shao had a big fallout as the coalition fell apart. As part of Gongsun Zan's forces, he was sent to serve under Tian Kai, who is Gongsun Zan's vassal in this game, holding these two provinces here. And he was helping Tian Kai fight against Yuan Shao's son, Yuan Tan. And during this time, he was made prefect of Pingyuan, which is about here. When Cao Cao, who was nominally an ally of Yuan Shao, attacked Tao Qian, Tian Kai and Liu Bei went to support Tao Qian. Tao Qian saw in Liu Bei someone who he thought would be useful to him and offered him a lot more money and a lot more troops and a higher position. And so Liu Bei, despite being good friends with Gongsun Zan and them having a good history together, left his friend behind, joined Tao Qian. And when Tao Qian died, after being mentored by Tao Qian, he took over Tao Qian's land. He was sort of Tao Qian's protege and was renowned for being a lot more capable than Tao Qian's sons, who were not that good, to be honest. So, yeah, Liu Bei, I'm not particularly keen on him. I think his character is overblown because of the Romance of the Three Kingdoms. The history for him is a lot more complex, and he isn't as loyal as being the virtual idealist makes him out to be, historically. But that's where it starts now. He is now in charge of Tao Qian's old land, and Cao Cao, who was attacking that, has had to turn around and come back because Lu Bu has taken a chunk of Yan province. Okay. Now, he also starts off with some noteworthy characters. Guan Yu and Zhang Fei and Zhao Yun, three very capable characters in this game. Now, again, just focusing on the history, what they have done and why they are where they are up to this point. Guan Yu has an interesting backstory. He had to flee from his hometown for an unknown reason, but he had to flee for his life. No one quite knows why. And he ended up in the same rough area as Liu Bei when Liu Bei was recruiting this militia in 184. So he joined up. and he became very, very close with Liu Bei and Zhang Fei, who joined up at the same time. And they fought battles together against the Yellow Turbans, and by the time Liu Bei was made prefect and commandant of Pingyuan under Tian Kai, Liu Bei had enough men resources to appoint both Guan Yu and Zhang Fei as majors of separate commands, so they commanded their own military forces under Liu Bei's umbrella at around that time. And basically he just follows Liu Bei around. He hasn't done anything outrageous at this stage. He hasn't really become the god of war that we know by this stage. That is literally all he's done, aside from standing guard for Liu Bei when Liu Bei is at meetings. Zhang Fei is similar, joins about 184, and again, very, very close to them. He was the youngest of them, of course, so he's the younger brother. Fought against the Yellow Turbans and became a major of separate command. Again, he hasn't done anything spectacular by this stage. They've built up quite a good reputation from fighting the Yellow Turbans, but these are not the people they will become later, because whatever happens when you're talking about Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, Liu Bei, whatever your feelings about how their characters are portrayed, they were very talented individuals in their own right. Zhao Yun's a little bit different, a little bit more to Zhao Yun's story up until this point. So he actually came from a hometown that was part of Yuan Shao's territory and declared allegiance to Yuan Shao when Gongsun Zan and Yuan Shao were fighting. But he led a small band of volunteers to go join Gongsun Zan. Gongsun Zan was a little bit surprised at this. They had a little bit of an altercation, and Zhao Yun basically explained, Yuan Shao isn't right to lead China. I think you're a better option. And so he joined Gongsun Zan, was made a low-level commander and fought in many battles Gongsun Zan against Yuan Shao, against Yellow Turbans who were still plaguing the area. And at an unknown date in the early 190s, when Zhao Yun and Liu Bei were in the rough same area, they came into contact with each other and became quite friendly, really quite close. And he travelled with Liu Bei down to support Tian Kai. Whether he was still part of Gongsun Zan's forces and was following orders, or whether he was switched allegiance, gone over to Liu Bei at this stage, isn't really clear. But whatever happens, they travelled together to support Tian Kai. He served as a cavalry officer under Liu Bei's forces, which suggests that he had switched sides. But you got to remember as well that Liu Bei was still part of Gongsun Zan's forces as well. So whatever happens, they're all part of the same faction at that stage. But his elder brother died, and he went back to his hometown for a mourning period. So actually, in this 194 period, it's unlikely that Zhao Yun was really with Liu Bei at this time. The next time he sort of shows up in the histories is in the late 190s, early 200s. So potentially, he wasn't with Liu Bei at this exact stage, but he did join him later. But it doesn't matter. He's a very, very talented sentinel. He's an extremely good duelist as well in this game. And he's one of the few sentinels that can use something other than just a crappy sword or a really bad chi as well, because he's got his spear. But Liu Bei has exactly the same faction functions and specializations as he's always had. It's focused on unity. The more unity you have, the higher your prestige goes, the more administrative positions and income you get, and satisfaction. You can also manage satisfaction with special assignments as well. And the playstyle focuses companionship, because he's all about building friends with other people. You still get the Yi archers and the Yi marksmen, who are really, really quite good archers. They can shoot and move at the same time. It's not unique to Liu Bei, I have to say, because I think Liu Zhang has it as well. He has the Shuhan tax collection, which is just a special tax collection building. The Unify, which allows him to confederate other factions at the start of the campaign, which most other people can't do. And Integrate, so with Han settlements, he can annex them automatically, but it costs Unity to do so. Okay? He has minus 50% upkeep for militia infantry, so militia is really, really cheap for him. But, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's the history. Let's get into the game.
年少时，孩儿总是活在父辈的阴影之下。 然而幼子终有长大成人的一天。
届时吾辈必须独当一面，做出抉择。
是要继承父辈的基业，
亦或另辟蹊径。
命由我。
此生伟绩，当由孤武自己书写。
主公，陶谦大人过世了。虽然他的领地现下归您治理，但也有不少人并不认可您的继任之举。
比如藏霸，
他背叛了陶谦，决定占山为王。如今他治下的山岳地带，满是匪徒和乱党横行。
那么须得将其剿灭才是。然则现下棘手之事甚多。听闻袁绍正打算侵犯孔融的领地。
的确如此，主公需当机立断，是援助孔北海，还是固守领地？
如今曹操忙于平定内乱，我等暂且获得了片刻喘息之机，但绝不可大意轻敌。此外，袁术在江南亦时时图谋不轨。
主公身负重任，而现下却时间紧迫，刻不容缓。主公乃是汉室宗亲，需竭尽全力以保大汉江山。
Okay, so here we are. The storm rages on. Several long years have passed, Liu Bei, since the coalition ended, and you were forced to forge on regardless. Since then, the tyrant has been slain, yet the land is no closer to reunification. You must continue to strive onwards against all enemies to restore the Han to glory, save the emperor, and thwart the ambitions of those who would seek to tear the dynasty down. So we need to build up our power base, protect Conrong, and keep an eye on Liu Bu and Cao Cao. Our first mission, Zhang Ba's arrogance ascends. Zhang Ba's arrogance has continued too long. Despite his proven skill in battle, he consistently endangers others with his reckless behaviour. He must be removed from the equation and the land allowed to heal, without the threat of him continuing to do it harm. Defeat Zhang Ba and we get a taste of victory. 30 military supplies faction-wide and 5 morale faction-wide, which is quite nice. First of all, ancillaries, and we have a selection. Right, let's apply those first. So, quick look at Liu Bei here. Do we have anything that will help him? That's a great thoroughbred. That'll go for Zhao Yun. There we go. As far as followers, what do we have? Ooh, some quite nice stuff here, actually. Shame none of it's going to be vastly useful at the beginning because we don't have anything that really does industry. But what we are going to do is give the merchant to Lady Mi because we're going to make her our heir and the trade influence will come in handy. As far as accessories go, Zhang Fei can have either of these. I mean, you always get the stone pig, so I'm going to give them the stone pig. The other one can, I mean, for now, sort of go to anyone. I'm going to give it to Mi Feng. Because what we're going to do with Mi Feng, you'll see we're not making a huge amount of money. He has a title. He's the only one in this faction with a title at the beginning. I'm going to take it away from him. And that's going to keep him a little bit happier. There's another thing we're going to do that's going to keep him slightly happier as well. So don't worry too much about that. And then I think, as far as the rest goes, none of these guys are going to be doing a huge amount for me in the way of administration. They're not very good administrators. So I'm just going to keep the other stuff to hand. Now, like I said, there's a few things we can do to sort out satisfaction. Number one is appoint a faction heir. We have a choice of Mi Ju and Lady Mi. Now, why do we have Mi Ju? We should also have Mi Feng as well, but Mi Feng has a position already as Chancellor. If you didn't have a Chancellor, you'd have him. Why them? It's because they're all family. Why are they family? Because Liu Bei is married to Lady Mi. Mi Zhu is supposedly Liu Bei's best friend. Though a lot of people are supposedly Liu Bei's best friend. Whatever happens, they were very, very close. And him and Sun Qian, who we can see here, who we're going to hire in a second, are the people behind the propaganda that started the populist movement that suggested that Liu Bei was restoring the Han. They were very important advisors to Liu Bei all the way through their lives. Yeah, so that's why he's important, and that's why he is able to be a faction heir. But you can see he's useless at it. Lady Mi, on the other hand, is brilliant. More trade influence to go with that lovely ancillary we've got. Extra assignments, extra satisfaction for all characters, satisfaction for herself, and a starting rank for all units, which is not bad. So she's going to have that. Thank you. Like I said, we're going to hire Sun Qian because he's quite good, and we're going to give him stuff to do. Tao Shang is Tao Qian's son, as is Tao Ying. You can hire Tao Ying if you wish. I'm not going to. I think for 1,000 for a level 1 champion that we probably can't afford to do anything with right now, it's not worth it. But if you want another champion, you know, he's not bad. He's not bad. We have Jian Yong, who I said is Liu Bei's secretary, and we have Mi Feng. Now, Mi Feng is Lady Mi's brother, is Mi Zhu's brother. He has one of the interesting honors of being one of the very few people who worked for all 3 of the 3 kingdoms during his lifetime. So he started off with Liu Bei. Well, he started off with Tao Qian, and then they all joined Liu Bei when Liu Bei took over Tao Qian's land. When Liu Bei was working for Cao Cao, he and his brother Mi Zhu were offered administrative positions under Cao Cao, so they left Liu Bei to join Cao Cao. And when Liu Bei rebelled against Cao Cao, they joined in the rebellion, rejoined Liu Bei, and went with him. Mi Fang later, when under attack from Sun Quan's forces, when he was holding Jing province, surrendered. And it was his surrendering that led to the fall of Jing province and the death of Guan Yu. And then he stayed with Sun Quan after that until his death. So yeah, quite an interesting character. But anyway, we have the Grand Excellency position, which we're going to ignore. There's no real point for it right now. But administrative positions we are going to give out. So if we have a quick look, Mi Zhu's not bad, income from all sources. Tao Shang, Jian Yong, Zhao Yun, Sun Qian, none of them are particularly good. Guan Yu is good, Mi Zhu is good. Not top tier good, but not bad. So income from all sources. We're going to make him the administrator of Donghai. Why Donghai? Because it has a commerce and peasantry, whilst Langye is all peasantry. Okay, so he's going to be able to make use of his bonuses there. And then we're going to give Guan Yu Langye, because Langye has all peasantry, and he'll be able to make use of his bonuses there. So there we go. They'll be slightly happier as well, and we'll just get a little bit more money from it in general. Other things we're going to do before we kick off is have a look at assignments. So, assignments for Donghai is pretty simple. We just want to stimulate markets. So we're going to use Sun Qian for that, our new hire. We're going to throw him in there. In Langye, however, we're going to use Lady Mi's tax collection, because that's going to bring us more money. And we're also going to use this thing here, Industrial Inspection. It reduces unity to start, but it increases satisfaction over time. And we're going to do this in Langye because, you know, we just need to keep these people doing stuff more than anything else. And we're going to use probably Mi Fang, because he is the least happy out of all of these chaps, though it's not by much. And basically just choose the least happy. I'm going to throw him in there, and it's going to keep him happier and keep stuff generally ticking over quite nicely. Another thing we're going to do is in Langye, we're going to throw in a Shuhan tax collection. So because we've thrown in someone there to boost the satisfaction, it's going to negate the difficulties caused by this, which is going to bring us in more money, which is quite nice. We are also going to construct in this territory here, we're just going to construct some land development as well, because it's going to produce more food for us, and we need more food. And as you can see, we only have the fishing port. We have nothing else to create food straight away. Also, diplomacy. In diplomacy, you can see we can have trade deals. So, trade deals, we're going to go over here. We're going to go to Kongrong. Kongrong is a really good friend of ours. He's going to love this. We can negotiate a deal, and what we're going to do is try and form a coalition with him over this and get him to give us money or ancillaries. You can always check to see if they have any ancillaries that we particularly fancy here. Well, that's not bad, actually. That's not bad as well. I am going to take this one. Obviously, it's different every time, and that's not too much. And I'm going to request regular payments as well per turn, because he tends to be quite well off. And we'll just see before it starts ticking down hugely. There we go. That's a massive amount there. What other ancillaries could you potentially give me for this? Stone Pig we don't need. Clay Cup may be quite useful. That also may be quite useful. I think it may be a little bit out of our price range. 1.2. And then just give me flat cash to fill it out. So yeah, do the deal with Kongrong. Get shiny stuff. There we go. That's not bad at all. And he absolutely loves us. Fantastic. There's a lot of other stuff here where we can look for trade agreements. And what you want to do is look for who's going to give you the best possible options. Now, I will note this. Tian Kai is your friend, okay? Even though it doesn't really state it hugely here. Tian Kai is your friend. Historically, he's someone you can rely on not to declare war against you because he is Gongsun Zan's vassal and you're close with Gongsun Zan. But by about turn 6, his capital is going to be taken from him by Yuan Shao. So do not do a trade agreement with him because it's not going to last very long. Do a trade agreement with someone else who's going to bring you money. If we look to see who's nearby, we've got Liu Chong. Liu Chong is another member of the imperial family. He eventually is going to be at war with Yuan Shu. Okay, so again, he's not actually a very good potential long-term trade partner. Zerong doesn't give you a huge amount of money. Jiang Yang does. Jiang Yang's over here somewhere, so he's not a direct threat to you. And then, of course, the Han Empire with all of these lovely shiny resources. Now, I always go for the Han Empire here because even though they don't have much money, even though they're very, very poor on the food front, they do have the cool resources, which allows you slightly better building options. And if you can, just get them to make some money, but no, they're not interested in it. So fine, we'll just do this. There we go. Everything else is looking pretty good. Feel free to drop any non-aggression pacts that you see fit in doing with people like Tian Kai for some extra money because, like I said, you're not going to be doing much for them, but you're not going to get much out of it. So I wouldn't worry too much about stuff like that right on turn 1. Later on, of course, you can. And we have our new ancillaries. So, what was I going to do on this front? We have this, which will go to Guan Yu because it's extra income from peasantry. He's administrator with peasantry income, which would be really quite nice. We have the clay cup as well, which we're going to give to Liu Bei because authority is better for him than anything else. Right, that is all looking rather good. Now, after all of that, on to wiping out Zhang Ba. So, I mean, this is a battle that's relatively easy. You want to win it with minimal casualties, so I'm going to fight it. I will see you in the battle. Right, here we are. We have a relatively balanced army, considering, that it's basically militia, and we don't have a strategist in the army. Right, hold on. These guys are a little bit spread out. Behind, these chaps are my best archers. You can see they have 200 range. They can also shoot whilst moving, which the other guys can't. Archer Militia only have a 180 range, so they're a little bit less effective. Their guys are going to be coming at us because they have no archers whatsoever. So what we're going to do is basically just have a line, G Militia, Axes, Saber Militia, all ready to take them on. They have some bandit troops as well, just so you know. These chaps here are bandit warriors. They can be irritating, basically Axes, and G Militia as well, that we all know and love. Right, as far as cavalry goes, I like to have them all in one wing. Liu Bei is not the most effective attacking commander with this. He's pretty good with his stone bulwark for range block, but they don't really have the threat that we need to worry about. We have Zhao Yun, we have Guan Yu, we don't want Liu Bei dueling because he's crap at it, but these guys are not bad. So let's start the battle. I think we will creep forward just a touch as well. There's no point waiting for them entirely. And you've got a good choice of duelists here, whoever you want to go and take people out. I quite fancy seeing if any of them want to duel with Guan Yu, because Guan Yu, as we know, is a monster duelist. He has some hidden troops over here as well. Here he is, Unique. Let's do this. Out of curiosity, no, he just doesn't want to duel him either. That's fine. I think you guys can all rock up here. Zhao Yun, just watch yourself. Do your blinding fury. Sorry, binding fury. Boom. I didn't do a huge amount because he's a sentinel. Has tenacity of steel as well, which makes him more dangerous as the battle goes on. However, let's be honest, he's a level 1 sentinel without any special weapons up against Guan Yu with everything but red hair. So he doesn't really stand that much of a chance. As soon as these chaps get into position, I'm sort of hoping we'll be in range for my archers. Not quite, not quite. Right, that means we just need to creep forward just a touch more. Zhao Yun as well. Cav is just going to wait over here, ready to swing in for some rear charges. Our archers are already starting to shoot. This is the Yi archers, which is quite nice. Ideally, I hope they're shooting at these guys, not the spear guard. They are good, because they're just going to cleave through them without much effort at all. See, because he's a sentinel and he's got tenacity of steel, he is just surviving, but he hasn't got that much longer to survive. Guan Yu's got him. There we go, they're starting to wobble. He's actually doing quite well against Guan Yu, which is, I mean, shouldn't be that surprising, because fighting sentinels, less defensive minded sentinels, the actual aggressive sentinels with tenacity of steel, with the melee defense buffs and debuffs and all of that stuff, they are really quite talented scrappers. Right, that's nice to see. One of them starting to run away, so let's go. Chase him down. You boys can shift over here. Just get everyone ready, because we're going to completely envelop them. Right, you two boys, on him. You, charge. You, charge. You, flank here. You, flank here. In you go. Go on, in you go. And we're starting to kill indiscriminately, which is precisely what we want. Right, you boys over here. Brilliant. Chase him. In you go, cavalry. They're starting to run now. It does irritate me that cavalry decide every now and again just to stop. We're going to see how many we can kill. Right, fantastic. One down, and Zhao Yun, if you wouldn't mind, chase them. There we go, this is going to get us a little bit of experience. Come on. So annoying. I don't know why the AI does that. And I mean like the AI for you when you're sort of leaving them. You give them an order, go click, go kill, do all of that shit, and then they don't do it. Probably Liu Bei needs a touch more help over there. All the other boys should be alright. And like I said, we're just killing these guys for a little bit of experience farming. The higher level we can get Guan Yu, Zhao Yun, Zhang Fei, the better these guys become, and they are amongst the best in their class you can possibly get. I will say Zhang Fei, as far as morale goes, being a vanguard, he tends to lose morale a tiny bit faster than the other guys, but he's still an absolute monster. Zhao Yun is incredible, and Guan Yu eventually gets this just insane dueling ability. Anyway, decisive victory. Alright, there we go, we lost 59 men. They're all dead. Zhang Bai is there. Arrogant, disloyal, clever. What you do here really is up to you. For me, early game, I see more merit in getting money than executing him because he doesn't really have any cool ancillaries. So I would let him go for this. We don't need the replenishment, unity and income. A little bit more important to us right now. And yeah, we've completed that mission, which means this one has popped up here. Mission issued. Liu Bei restores order. The mountains are rife with violent and thuggish criminals, Liu Bei. It is your sworn duty as a servant of the hand to march against these brigands and see them brought before the justice of the law. So we need to hold Pengchong farmland and Dong iron mine, and we'll get support from the people, which is public order and faction support, which is really quite nice. So we can quite easily jump straight into this farmland here. So let's go ahead and do it. Again, decisive victory, very, very simple. I'm going to fight this off screen because I want to basically reduce casualties wherever I can. I'd advise you to do the same early game, but completely up to you. I'll see you after the battle. 21 lost, not too bad. Wipe them out. Occupy. Boom, establishing order. With this settlement's liberation, the people here are freed from oppression. It is a small start, but significant. All of China must know the same freedom. Right, so the propaganda machine is already up and running. Zhao Yun and Guan Yu are oath sworn, which is fantastic. And then we have further missions to take out the iron mine. And we should take note here that Zhang Ba has Pengchong Temple. Pengchong Temple will be taken by Zhongjiang in the end turn phase. Bear that in mind. She is a problem that you're going to have to work with, basically. You've got a choice with her. You can either build up to take her out very quickly and just remove her faction from the game early on, or you can sort of let her build. She's not a trustworthy neighbor, so my advice is that what we do now is we start to split this army up. So what I would do with these guys here is just kick them out of the force. And put them into stance where they can march as far as possible for next turn. And we're going to shift them over towards Langye, okay? Because these are the guys that are going to take Dong Iron Mine with some of your other generals. And then Liu Bei is going to go and finish off Pengchong and all of that over here, okay? We have a huge amount of money and the like now. So what we could do, whilst we're here, is throw in Zhang Fei into this army. Let's get the brothers together. We can always split them up later. If we give him a couple of extra cavalry units later on, he will bring us quite a lot of money. Then in this force here, what I would do is bring in Mi Ju, so we have a strategist going, okay? Then with any extra money you have, what I would do is start to fill out their units. So for our chap here, I like to have archers and then eventually a catapult, okay? What I would do as well, just for these guys, you don't need the top tier infantry just yet. Just, you know, a good amount of infantry, max them out, and leave it there so we can start next turn. Turn 2 starts off with the fighting in the capital, where, you know, Emperor juggling and all this, so Yangfang has declared war on Li Jue. Not going to directly affect us right now. Diplomacy, character developments, you start to see people like Yu Jin. He's really, really good, but I don't think you should waste your money on him. If there is someone that you just like, I must get him, then by all means get him, but I'd save your money. You have enough officers for now, at least. Now, Zhao Yun is going to continue moving this way. And Liu Bei is going to start moving over here towards this temple, okay? The temple, like I said, has been taken by Zhongjiang. Zhongjiang has a moderate force right now. She has all of her people that you will know and love from before. Lu Zhong, Tong Qian, and herself. She is rank 4. The other guys are a little bit weaker, I believe. And you have the temple here. Now this temple has a garrison, and this garrison is not small, right? So bear that in mind. Here you see this construction slot. Why is that there? Because this is a bandit camp. You need to convert this to get rid of that extra bandit thing, which will... nothing is built there, but if there's something built there, it could actually create instability in your region. We're going to shift Liu Bei over here, and we're going to recruit some cav. We just need cheapo cavalry. When I say cheapo cavalry, I'm not so keen against the raider cavalry. Overall, I prefer to have the mounted lance militia. So we can get some of those for our boy there. And then over here, there's nothing else we can do. But when you save up money, we're going to keep trying to fill out these two retinues, basically, because, like I said, their job is to take out this iron mine. This iron mine has a pretty solid garrison. All right, so that's going to be their work for the next few turns, really, on building up. On the diplomacy front, there's not a huge amount else we can do, but you could look. Always, it's worth looking just to see if you can get some money or anything from these guys for non-aggression and the like. 50 probably isn't worth it though, to be honest. What about you, Tian Kai? Negotiate? No, still not doing much. As for military access, Yang Feng isn't going to pay you much, so it's a bit of a shame, but it's always worth checking just in case. All of these other more interesting things down here, like Persian unification, just simply isn't going to happen, and peace isn't something you want to do right now. If you do get into a bind about money, if you do have extra ancillaries, you can always flog them. But yeah, really quick, really simple turn 2. I'll see you in turn 3. Right, so turn 3 is going to be relatively quick as well. Yuan Shao has commanded vassal to join war. Zhang Zhang has declared war on Liu Bu, which means she may potentially be moving out of Pengcheng. She does a couple of things. She either hangs around in there for a while and you sort of need to force her out with your army and just wipe her out that way, or she leaves before your army's big enough to get in there, in which case you have a pretty easy battle taking the temple and then trying to corner her. So yeah, we'll see what happens. The army's not quite ready to go in just yet. A lot of stuff's been built. Assignments, industrial inspection is stopping. Which isn't the end of the world, because as soon as we get the iron mine in Dong and we take out Zhangba, we may be able to get Dong City and do an assignment there. We may not. It all depends on what the other factions are doing around that area, because it can be a little bit tight for that. We still want to keep filling out the army here. What I would do is try and get in some really quite interesting troops with shield wall and stuff like that. I don't think he's high enough level to do that like from the get-go, but long term, it's nice to have some solid, reliable troops in there. That's going to be a chunk of our money, but it's all right. We're going to get some more next turn anyway. We also want to save up, see if we can get ourselves one of those cool toys. But he's just going to wait there. On this front, this army just needs to wait until it's replenished a little bit more, okay? We don't need to spend a huge amount more money. Pengcheng, as we can see with her army and with this garrison's getting a little bit bigger. You might be able to take it out with this force. You might be able to. My feeling is it will be tight, but you could. I'd give it another turn just to get yourselves ready, because you'll be outnumbered. And don't forget, she is a monster in this game. She is an absolute monster. She's almost as good as Guan Yu if you look at those stats. Almost. Not quite, but almost. See? They're pretty damn similar. So yeah, that's it mainly for this turn. Always check your diplomatic options here, because this can be affected based on what happens to the other factions. He has a lot of food. He's still not vastly interested, unfortunately. As far as military access goes, again, these guys are not vastly interested. A little bit too far away, and he's not got a huge income. So it's a shame, but yeah, we're going to leave it there, and then I'll see you next turn. Right, so more Yuan Tan, Yuan Shao. We have character developments here with people we can't afford to hire, and we have a farm manager. Subdistribution, income from peasantry. Is that better than what we have already given to Guan Yu? I don't think it is really. No, because she's not going to be doing any of the Alright, so that's fine. We have a reform. For reforms, I like to try and have as many trade agreements as possible. So I always get the trade agreement, foreign envoys reform. We'll find someone else to trade with. It's only going to be Shir, so let's do this. He's not going to give as much, I think, for this. You can receive a marriage, offer marriage if you so wish. I'm not going to, frankly. His wife's people are not great. We're not going to get much out of that at all. So yeah, don't worry about it. Just take the benefit to agreement and the income, because we're going to need the income. As I said, Zhengjiang does move out of her territory. Liu Bei's up here. She sees him as weak because Cao Cao will have beaten up his armies holding Chen and will be advancing on him, but either straight up this way or around this way, and he only has some farmland, so she's seeking to take advantage. This is going to cost her because we're going to march straight in here. There's her army. It's in march stance there. This is a decisive victory. They've got a lot of men. We've got low casualty predictions. I'm still going to fight it. I'm going to fight it off screen because I don't see the point in showing you really, really simple battles like this. But I'll see you after the battle. Right, so that was a slaughter. As you can see, I lost 6 men. I think that battle took less than a minute as well with Guan Yu and Zhang Fei. That's why I didn't see the point in recording, like with the edits and everything else to show you that. It's really simple. Charge Guan Yu, Zhang Fei right into the middle of them, pop their special moves, half of their people start running, hit them with the cavalry, everyone else runs. The only place you'll lose men is when the cavalry gets shot at just as they're charging in. Now, our boy here is almost where we need him to be. Dong Iron Mine is an issue, right? Definitely an issue, but it's one we can defeat. So we're going to hire this wonderful toy here, and we're going to wait there for one more turn. Pengcheng has been taken. Langye, everything else is fine. We can pop this up if you so wish. We have him still doing his industrial inspection there, which is boosting satisfaction for him, but they're not particularly happy. So if we do boost this up to get more money, they're going to grow even more unhappy with us. Short term, it may give you a benefit. Long term, I don't think it's worth it. But if you are worried about cash, you can definitely do that. Other than that, feel free to check the diplomacy again, just for a quick look, but I don't think you're going to see a huge amount different. Tian Kai is not yet in a situation where he's completely in trouble. Like I said, that's about turn 6. After that, he will offer you a lot more for that non-aggression pact, because Yuan Shao is starting to move over that way as we speak. This is turn 4 as well, so it should be noted that Liu Bei is probably going to disappear this turn or next turn. Okay, so bear that in mind as well, because that's going to pop up with an event eventually for us. But ladies and gentlemen, I will see you next turn. Okay, so Tian Kai has been taken out probably a turn earlier than I expected. Normally it's about turn 6. That means that basically what happened is Yuan Shao formed a second army with Xu You, Wen Chou, Yan Liang, like any number of his top generals, and smacked them with very little support from him. So yeah, that can happen too. So now Pu Lanjing is in charge, that's fine. Yuan Shu has declared war on He Yi, and Yuan Shu's arrogance knows no bounds. The first of the crazy events by Yuan Shu. The arrogance of Yuan Shu continues to grow unabated, only fueling his undeserved and unpredictable ambitions. By declaring himself emperor, the time may have come where his lust for power must be checked, in lieu of stern words, by cold steel. So you guys hate each other. You want to be emperor, you're a member of the imperial clan. Yeah, he's upset. Actually, I don't think Liu Bei wants to be emperor right at this stage. I think that's being a little bit harsh to him. But, you know, you get the idea. Now, Dong Iron Mine is here. Balance of power is in their favour, okay? That's fine. We don't need to worry about that. We just need to starve them out. That's simple. 5 turns. We can afford to wait. As soon as they start to suffer and their garrison starts to die off quickly, they'll either try and attack us, in which case we'll beat them up, because we have a lot of archers that will just shoot the crap out of them. We have Zhao Yun who will kill the crap out of them. You know, or they'll just die. So that works for us, but the army is big enough just in case. Zhengjiang, as you can see here, is there on raiding stance. She is very unhappy that we took this land. So what we're going to do is try and entice her round. She can run around quite a lot. I've tried a few different things. One of them by detaching a force and setting an ambush with the larger force and having the smaller force there as bait. Another one just by trying to chase her. Another one by sitting outside and forming an ambush. Any of those doesn't really make a huge amount of difference, really. From this position, she can't move that far either way, so it doesn't matter too much which one you do. For me, I like to come over here to the edge of her borders because this is the road network here as well. If she comes around this way, it's fine. We've got time to move back. And just set an ambush just to see if she heads off this way and comes into our ambush zone. No guarantee she will. She may head the other way. Doesn't really matter. If she does come this way and we take her out, it's good because then we can continue on to Dong and take Dong because it doesn't look like Yuan Shao has gone for that yet. Sometimes he does, which is really quite good. On the other front, if we wanted to, we could recruit some more troops in here. I don't think you truly need to go overboard with the recruitment for this army. I think it's better off to throw some into this after Dong has been taken. But ladies and gentlemen, that is a pretty simple turn, really. Just a quick check here. Yang Feng, does he want anything? Pu Lanjing has not got the ability to negotiate right now. Military access, no one's that happy. Okay, so I'll see you next turn. Okay, so a couple of things happened in the end turn, which we're still in right now. One is that Kong Rong asked me to join his war against Yuan Tan. I rejected this for a couple of reasons. Number one, there's a story event that appears later, sort of turn 11-ish maybe, turn 11, 12, where Kong Rong asks you to join the war against Yuan Shao. So if you join it now, it prevents that event from happening. Secondly, even though he's offering me quite a lot of money to join it, I don't really need the money, and I need to take out Zhang Ba first to sort of secure all of my lands and secure my income properly and all the rest. So even though it's a short-term cash injection, long-term it doesn't really help me. And I can join him after I've taken Dong and secured all of my commanderies. Thirdly, we have a really good relationship anyway, so it doesn't really damage the relationship too much by rejecting him. The other thing that happened is Zhongjiang did come round. My ambush has failed, so this is going to be a pitched battle, but it doesn't really matter. Sometimes she goes the other way, but she's come this way now, so I'll see you in the fight. Let's smash her up. Okay, so Tongqian and his people are hiding. There's a lot of people hiding here in this force. Doesn't really matter that much. Like the main aim, let's just set everyone up here how I want them. The main aim is for the two big boys, Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, to take out Zhongjiang. She is the one who's going to give us any difficulty in this fight, not her army, certainly not Tongqian, the Sentinel. He's piss weak. So, I mean, I'm being rude about him. He's piss weak in comparison to the guys we have fighting. He's actually probably not a bad Sentinel overall for like standard Sentinel, but in battles, as you know, Sentinels are either really good or really bad. He's not on the really good Zhao Yun stage of brilliance with this. They're going to shift up there. These boys can shift up here. Guan Yu, Zhang Fei are going to go straight for Zhongjiang. We don't want a duel. We just want to straight up take her out. No mucking about whatsoever. Cav with Liu Bei, I do want to have like wide over here because their forces will break really quickly. Guan Yu, Zhang Fei are brilliant at, I mean, they're just incredible at breaking troops super quickly. I can't remember like with their stats if they both have scare yet or any of that stuff, but it doesn't matter whatever happens. The damage they deal when they hit is just insane. There's Tongqian, he's injured as well, so makes it even easier. If he comes into contact with any of these guys, they're just going to kill him straight out. So let's not worry. I think we can send him in to deal with Tongqian. Over here, over here, over here. On this front, I think, right, you boys, you, And you. You boys shift up here. 1, 2, 3. And shift here. Tong Qian's buggered off again, doing his disappearing act. That's fine, he does that sometimes. Right, 1. Hello, you. In here, you, in here, you, in here. Go, 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 go. Mass charges. Where is Tong Qian? There he is. There he is. The little devil playing about. Playing hide and seek with me so I couldn't find him. Oh well. Right, their army is beginning to scatter. This is fantastic news. Let's get the Cav out of that fight. We don't want them in that fight at all now. 1 Cav unit chase them. Other Cav unit chase them. Other Cav unit chase them. Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, kill her. Liu Bei, kill him. You two, in here. I hate the arsing chase AI. I told you to chase. Stop being ridiculous muppets. There we go, over here. See, they stopped chasing again. They've stopped chasing again. Why are you stopping to reform? Chase. Mad rush chase. Nothing else but mad rush chase. In there. All of you chase them. Zhang Fei, kill her. Guan Yu, kill her. In. Right, you finally killed all of them off. Well, not quite, almost. 36 left. Come on. You guys, what are you doing? Chase, chase, chase. What part of chase are you not getting? How are you doing? Good, right. Kill them. Doesn't matter if she's down or not. Come on, kill him. Guan Yu is still gonna outmatch her every day of the week. So frustrating. Just want you to keep chasing. I don't care which unit. Just chase till they're dead. 1 man hunt is fine. Right, over here. Kill them. Liu Bei, good man. Go chase them. Guan Yu, go chase her. Speed up just a touch. Good. Over here. Looks like she's going to make it off the field before we make it to her, unfortunately. Unless, of course, Zhang Fei is faster, which she isn't. So, forget that. Liu Bei's chasing them. Okay, so she's going to get away. That's annoying. Those guys are all going to die horribly, though. Got some people here who can die horribly in a second. Chase them. Hidden axes. Guan Yu's got them. Oh, just bloody chase them. How hard is it for you incompetent bunch of drivelling monstrosities to chase? I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. If I am, let me know. If not, this is something about the computer on this game that I think cheats to save its men when you're trying to kill them all by constantly making your men stop to take bloody selfies on the way. Right. Last one. Good. Let's end this. So she got away with 1 herself. Not bad. She's there. She has some axes. There is no point in keeping her alive if you can get rid of her. She's not going to join you. She has amazing axes. Just kill her off. Take the replenishment as well, because obviously your troops haven't fully replenished from when you recruited them. Then we're expecting, we'll see if it happens, but Dong Iron Mine may well. Here it goes. Right. This is a much tougher fight, okay? You don't have... Like, Zhao Yun's a beast, but Guan Yu, Zhang Fei just make people run. Zhao Yun is not at that stage yet, so this is a much, much harder fight. If you're unsure of it, just retreat. It's fine, because you can combine the 2 armies up and take this place out. Or just, fall back, recruit some more men and go back at it. However, I think it's winnable. I think it's winnable. It's up to you whether you go for it or not, though. This is a horrible map to fight on. I'm just going to get out there and say that right away. It's an absolutely horrible map to fight on. We want fire to knacker their morale a bit. And we want a good group of soldiers who will be able to beat him up. We unfortunately have no tricks because Liu Bei doesn't start off with any of those lovely like building things for these type of battles. So let's get into it. Now, they have archers. Their archers are bandit hunters. Bandit hunters are better than arch militia every single day of the week. They are in fact the only troops, apart from their gen infantry captains, which despite the fact they're bandits, for some reason that's what they get as their commander units for garrisons. But their bandit hunters are the only units that I am in any way concerned about. There the bastards are. Right. Sorry, go, 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 go. Ride right through that gap. They can't see. Ah, it's not a gap. There's a gen infantry captain there. That's fine. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go. Get out of that fight, you dribbler. Come on. Come on. Come on. Keep chasing them. Get into them. Pop this thing. Kill. Maim. Destroy. You know, the usual. Come on. Keep on them. Keep on them. Right. Now on this front, a lot of fire is going to be happening over here, which is what we want. Stop getting bogged down by the useless bandit gangs. Stay on the hunters. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Ride, 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 ride. Come on, ride. There we go. That's what I wanted. Come on. Get out. Kill. Okay. So that is all working, I don't know, I wouldn't say spectacularly, but better than nothing, right? Excellent. Right, you boys here, you boys here. Let's get some flank action on. Go on, in you go. Right, in you go. In you go. I think you chaps can change to this now. I think you chaps can change. Shift over here. You boys can shift over here so we can get some flank on. He's chasing them. I know this seems a waste of Zhao Yun, but believe me, those bandit hunters will absolutely rip your archers to pieces, and it's the flames from your archers that are going to win you this battle, if you're going to win. Right, out you come, Miju. You've done your bit. Good man. Right, arrows in the back now, boys. Arrows. Kill, 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 kill. That raining arrows in here is working a treat for us. Their other archers are probably going to come back, but these boys, who knows if they will or not. I do feel slightly... what on earth are you lot doing? I do feel slightly worried about not having Zhao Yun here. He is actually a fighter, whilst Miju, although, you know, a level 1 strategist and all the rest, he's for that he's not bad, but he is not Zhao Yun. Right, Zhao Yun, it's time to come back now. Their other archers are coming back, so you need to come back. Right, 1, 2, 3. Come on, ride. Right, there, you boys here. come on. Ride. Fast as you can. Boys, loose formation. You can come back here. You get into that fight. You're on them. Good. You throw rocks. They're starting to waver though, just because we are raining arrows on them because we've split them up. They haven't done like the distance damage to my archers, which is quite nice. Right. Just follow. You come off this way. We want to form up here. Get a surround on. Okay, my archers are still doing that. Good. You lost your horse, so perhaps not the world's most impressive charge. Better than nothing though. Right, Giant, get in here. Your men need you now. Right, form up here just in case. You chaps here. You guys, how you feeling? Can you throw more arrows in here, please? That's better. Lots of arrows. Here he comes. Big man himself, rear charge, still on his horse. Boom! And there goes one gang. The rest of them are starting to waver. Some of these chaps have come back, which is unsurprising. Here and here, please. Come on. You focus on them. You guys, rain hell on them. In here, rain hell, fire. Not you, but everyone else, line up. Galleon, you just get into that fight. Me too. I think you can come over here. Right. You are now light infantry. Congratulations. You fall back. Go, 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 go. Get out of there. Ah, come on. Run, you bastards. Fine. Sandwich them. Right, which means you can come up here. Right. This flank. You boys, hold that flank. You boys, over here. How are we doing? Good. We can do another one. Brilliant. Into that bandit gang. Advance. Make them run. They've broken. Spectacular. Spectacular. Right, fall back. Too late. Over here. Form up here. You stay in that fight. Right, you boys, get in there. No loose formation anymore. You don't need it. You chase. Others over here. Said chase. Said. I need you back over here. How are we doing? Right, they're wavering. That's fine. Alright, need you. Kill them. They apparently haven't learned that they need to die yet. Flame on. Good. Do another. You boys. Shift up the middle here. Their archers are starting to shoot. But that's fine. We'll finish them off. In there. Okay. They need a little bit of help. Not sure how my archers are going to stand to those axes, to be honest. Don't know if those axes have taken enough damage yet to make it a guaranteed win. We'll see. Go. 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 They're holding. Alright, come over there to help. Ah, bollocks. No, 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 no. Come over here to help. Right. Over here. Yeah, we're wavering over there, which is sort of to be expected. You boys come back into this fight, please. Me too, you can get into there. These guys have run. I think you can form up over here. Jones, you still have your horse? You do still have your horse. Good man. Right, well, get over there and save them. Well, you might not save them, but whatever. Kill people, right? Chase. Do you know what? You boys shoot crap out of stuff now. You can be there. I think this is going to be a victory. Speed it up. There we go. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's just grab a handful more kills while I can. Don't really want to wipe whole unit out. Necessarily. Because it's garrison and all that. They may come back if we wait too long. And I don't need full... Well, actually, no, they won't. It's only the captains that will come back if they get wiped out. But it's fine. We'll just do as much damage as we can. Some of these guys. Miju's horse, unfortunately, was lost, which is a shame. So we're not going to be able to use him to do so. But, you know, smash these bandit gangs up. If we have time. Don't know how much. We've got ages before they get off the map. Brilliant. How you doing, Giant? 41. 38. Gone. Just because if we fight it again, the lower their numbers, the easier it is to break their morale. Oh, look at those kills. You do 25. That's a lot less than I thought you'd get. Treb didn't do badly. These boys did well, didn't they? The axe bands. Gen Swordguard as well pulling their weight. Right, fantastic. Heroic victory indeed. There we go. It's not bad. They're down to about 1,000 men left. We've got about 1,000 men left. We'll take the replenishment. That'll help us. I think Jackie got almost 800 kills there. That's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. Liu Bei has been destroyed. Okay, like I said, he would get destroyed. It's going to trigger an event for us very soon. And Shu declare war on Xue Li. Zheng Jiang has been replaced and then gone. Rank and station. Through tireless effort on behalf of his people, we will grow... on behalf of the people, sorry, we will grow stronger as warriors and as kin. In this way, there is nothing we cannot do. Experience for Liu Bei. And now, Liu Bei seeks sanctuary. Okay, let me just explain what happens here. You've got a couple of choices. You've got more choices than it seems with just these two. If you take him in, which is following the story, he's going to come in. He's going to get very pissed off with you, and he's going to take a huge chunk of your land with... I think he takes, what, the whole of Langye, I think? And he'll have a half stack of troops with him. You would then need to have an army nearby Langye to prepare for this. It'll take a few turns. Let's say by turn 10, by turn 11, he'll properly rebel. Liu Bei is a beast. Even with Zhang Fei, Liu Bei, Guan Yu in the same army, he can probably still win that fight on his own, right? So you have to be prepared. If you take him in, you're going to need a full stack with Liu Bei, Guan Yu, Zhang Fei ready to take him out and just auto-resolve the battles. Just make sure the numbers are in your favour and auto-resolve the battle. You'll take heavy losses, but you'll win that through that. If you fight him in the regular battle, you'll just see he will, like, he can take out Zhang Fei in a couple of hits. You know, he's that dangerous. And like Guan Yu, you could duel him with Guan Yu. If he accepts the duel, he may not. And you'll do damage, but it won't be enough to kill him, right? So just bear that in mind. However, if you do take him in, and you've got the money to make him your heir, and you give him some titles and stuff, it's going to knacker your income, but you will be able to keep him. And he is, in the early game, the most powerful general there is. However, keeping his satisfaction up and everything else is a challenge. It really is a challenge. The other option is just to reject him, and it deteriorates the relationship, but who gives a toss? He hasn't got a faction, what can he do, you know? So you know, three options here. Take him in, expect him to rebel, have an army ready to take him out very, very quickly. Second option, take him in, prepare for the economy hit, and adopt him and all the rest, and you've got a very, very good general, or reject him. For me, I suggest rejecting him. I don't believe Liu Bei is worth the money, because Guan Yu or Zhang Fei, when they Zhao Yun as well, if they were rank 9, are probably as good, if not better than him. Okay. On top of that, like the economic hit just simply isn't worth it. Sure, you're going to take Dong and all the rest, and there's an event later where Kongrong will invite you to declare war against Yuan Shao, where you can take more territory, but it's not necessary to take that type of hit. Secondly, to expect him to betray you and then deal with him then, you know, it's an option. It's just, it seems like if you know he's going to betray you, why do you waste time when you could be fighting other wars and expanding your land? So for me, I'd reject him. All right. Relationships deteriorated, who gives a toss? Division in the capital pops up. So Li Jue, Gorsa are fighting, and this is going to lead to the Emperor running around a lot. So expect to see him change hands quite a lot. Ancillaries gained, we got the Red Sisters, we got a trader, which is quite nice. Right, now we've got some level ups here. So Liu Bei has leveled up, meditation is unbreakable, which I really quite like. +1 available assignments is also quite nice because you are the faction leader, and redeployment cost is quite nice because you're the faction leader. I think for Liu Bei, either the redeployment or the available assignments is better than the unbreakable, because I don't use him for masses of fighting personally. If you use him for fighting, then do that. I will go for this one first because I want to unlock Nature's Ally, but I'd also go for that eventually as well. Mi Ju, he has now got the range precision or scholarship. Scholarship is really, really nice because it'll give you the +40 income from commerce, silk and spice as administrator, which allows him to become an administrator in the future. Very, very good. Also, as far as cunning goes, it starts to put him almost to the stage where he becomes legendary. This is really great, but you can get it later. This is much better earlier on. It's going to allow him also to get more character experience in this army. As far as followers go, because we now have that other chap and we have something that's slightly better for trade influence, we can give him this, which is going to push cunning up. We have nothing else here or here that will help him, unfortunately. Sun Qian has also leveled up. As you can see, he's much more of an administrator than he is a fighter. By all means, you can go for fighting, but for me, I would go for administration stuff for him personally. Now, you do have some cool weapons here, but only these chaps can go for it. If you want to, you could switch this out. I personally wouldn't, because it's going to start to reduce his expertise. But when one of these guys becomes legendary, or if you start using them, or if you get a better sentinel that you want to use it with, then throw them on them. If not, yeah, they're just great to hang around. You can trade them if you need to. Quite useful, really quite useful. Now, Dong Iron Mine still hasn't quite been taken. If you have a look at it, we now have a decisive victory, so I'm just going to delegate it. We don't need to worry about the casualty loss. This army is going to have to replenish anyway. Occupy. Liu Bei restores order. Hold 2 settlements. Done. We've got Dong Iron Mine. Yuan Shu's ambition comes to an end. Yuan Shu lacks even the barest trace of resemblance to his brother. He has no honor, no prestige, and no skill. Yet above all else, he craves power. He must be denied it by sword and charge, lest he doom China to oblivion at his hands. So it's interesting with this, it suggests that Liu Bei has a good relationship with Yuan Shao. Remember, he has been at war with Yuan Shao in the past, when he was working for Gongsun Zan, but in the future he does join Yuan Shao after he's beaten by Cao Cao. So, you know, whatever. But if you destroy Yuan Shao within 25 turns, then you get this. You're probably not going to do that within 25 turns because you have other stuff to worry about in the initial phases. Okay, so next thing we want to do is head up towards Dong. So just shift your army up there. It's unlikely he has a force that can really threaten you. Dong City will take some taking, but this army is a bit weak. Dong Iron Mine, remember it's been held by bandits, so you need to convert it. So first thing you need to do is repair it, and then rebuild, essentially. And that will sort out a nice amount of income. And when Dong is taken, you're going to be able to start doing the administrative assignments, sorry, not administrative, the industrial assignments, like industrial exploitation, which will bring you a ton of extra money because you're going to get industrial income from here. Now, I'm not going to continue with any extra turns here. I'm just going to explain what happens from now on. So eventually, like I've mentioned before, you're going to get an event from Kongrong. Kongrong is struggling against Yuan Tan, and Yuan Shao will bring his armies down to help. As soon as Kongrong starts to lose a settlement, which for me happens, sort of between turn 10 and turn 15, but it can happen later. It all depends how the war against Gongsun goes. For me, usually Gongsun gets vassalized pretty quickly. But it brings up an event where you can either help Kongrong and enter war with Yuan Shao for a bonus of a better relationship with Kongrong, or you can ignore Kongrong, which is the follow the story option, and your relationship deteriorates. This, like I said, will happen as soon as Kongrong loses a settlement, so it could take a little bit longer. So your situation at that time will define what you choose to do. If you're in a position to help Kongrong, I would suggest helping Kongrong, because he is someone who you have a really good relationship with. He's a really strong trade partner, and he is someone you can ally with, potentially vassalize or annex later on, confederate with, all of that stuff. He's a good friend to have. So if you're in a position to fight Yuan Shao, I suggest siding with Kongrong in that. If you're not, by all means just say no. The worst that happens is your relationship deteriorates. Kongrong will eventually get wiped out because Yuan Shao is a lot more powerful than him, and you'll be more friendly with Yuan Shao. So, up to you. Absolutely up to you. If he does get, if you don't join him, like I said, Kongrong will eventually end up getting eaten up by Yuan Tan, most likely. If that happens, he's not going to be particularly happy in that faction. And just remember, through the undercover network, you can recruit turncoats. If he gets eaten up by this faction, then the chances are he will end up as a turncoat in that faction. He may not, but it's something to look out for. Certainly some of his generals might, and again, they are likely to end up as turncoats in that faction. Yuan Shu, like I said, and like we just had with that mission, he has declared himself emperor, and you've got to put him down. You've got that 25 turns to do so. About between turn 12 and turn 16, he will take out Liu Chong. Okay, that's why I said at the beginning, don't trade with Liu Chong. He'll take him out. If it's an event that's taking him out, then he's gone. He's dead. If not, then you may have the ability to recruit Liu Chong and Lord Jun, his chancellor. Lord Jun is a hell of a champion if you can recruit him, and Liu Chong is a hell of a commander if you can recruit him. If not, it doesn't really matter. But you'll be given missions to take out Yuan Shu. You see, you've already been given a mission to take out Yuan Shu, and it's just going to build up and build up as he declares himself emperor and does stuff. So our main focus after taking out Zhang Ba is going to head down here and take out Yuan Shu. Bear in mind that Wu Jing is a vassal of Yuan Shu and Sun Ce is a vassal of Yuan Shu, so it's not as straightforward a fight as you'd expect. Sun Ce can be persuaded to, if you support vassal independence, to go against Yuan Shu, but it takes a little bit longer to work down that route. Sun Ce as well may, because there's a whole series of events if you're Sun Ce, may just declare war on Yuan Shu of his own accord. It doesn't matter. He may also just declare independence from Yuan Shu, or Yuan Shu may give him independence. So he may or may not be part of the fight, but he doesn't have good relationships with Yuan Shu anyway, So that's something you can use through diplomacy to get a potential ally in fighting Yuan Shu. Wu Jing as well isn't particularly keen on Yuan Shu, but I found it much harder to persuade him to get involved. In the end, every time I've done it, I have just ended up destroying him. So Yuan Shu will take out Liu Chong, which is these two territories here. That'll actually help you because you'll be able to take Peng Chong, which will complete another commandery. Chen, he only has the livestock farm. The rest of it's held by Cao Cao, so this may bring you into conflict with Cao Cao. Bear that in mind. Guangling, Wu Jing has only the large town there. The rest of it's held by Zirong, so you don't get everything from Guanling, but he has some other territories down here which you can take. Yuan Shu's territory is not very food rich, but you do get money from it, so you do get quite a lot of money if you take him out down this end. After that, what I would do, having taken out Zhang Ba, build up your armies down here, prepare to take out Yuan Shu, have a third army being built just in case Yuan Shao takes out one of Kongrong's settlements quickly. So build up a third army up here with any of these guys, frankly, and if you start to see any other armies coming about through the court, any other good people you want to hire through the court, by all means hire them. But yeah, I would potentially bring out someone like Mi Feng to be the general, because he's not better, he's not bad. Possibly bring out Lady Mi as the cavalry, and then whoever else, maybe Tao Shang, whatever, to provide the rest of it. Sun Qian is not a good battlefield strategist, so I wouldn't bring him out just yet. We just have an army building up here slowly to support Kongrong for when Yuan Shao attacks, whilst your other two armies destroy Yuan Shu. After you've taken out Yuan Shu, focus on Cao Cao. 100% focus on Cao Cao. He's going to declare war against you eventually. Get yourself a decent relationship with Liu Bei. He is another family member, another one of the Liu clan. Doesn't mean you have the best relationships to start off with, though. But have a good relationship with him. Take out Yuan Shu. Take out Cao Cao. You'll have a huge breadbasket of farmland here. You'll have a good steadfast ally here. After that, you can go north and just deal with the Black Mountain Bandits, Gongsun Zan if he's still around, Gongsun Du, because just don't trust Gongsun Du, and Yuan Shao, Gao Gan, Yuan Tan, and anyone else who pops their head up like Zhang Yang, whatever, in this area. Just take the whole area. You will have food for just incredible amounts of food. With this whole swathe of land taken here, you are never going to have to worry about food again. Use it to buy and trade and control China that way. Get good relationships with anyone you want to and see if you can confederate with them. Confederate is through the proposed unification through here. They may not be particularly receptive to it, but some people will be. Create coalitions, bring in friendly people into the coalition. Of course, you only want people who are going to work with you in Kongrong. Liu Bei is a good option. He really is a good option. And yeah, from this point, you will have, the power base that Cao Cao had, that created the state of Wei. So, it's a pretty powerful setup. But, ladies and gentlemen, I think I will leave it there. We are, turn 6. We have destroyed Zhongjiang. We're one turn away from destroying Zhang Ba. And we're in a really good state. But I hope you have found this helpful. If you have, thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed it, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you next time for more Total War. Thank you very much for joining me. Bye-bye.